Now, as you lot know, the sport we love, football, is very unpredictable. We don't know what results will happen on a football field. Off the field, many headlines that the blogs and all of these guys tweet and talk about is very predictable. We all know with the changes that Mikel Arteta made in relation to the Everton game, there was going to be a bunch of questions, despite Arteta and Arsenal needing depth, needing different options and stuff in the squad. Many conclusions and calculations are being drawn just off one game. I'm not saying anyone's right or anyone's wrong. I'm just saying, where is the case studies, really and truly? Again, we asked for a squad. We want to compete on all comps. And the minute somebody isn't involved, there's question marks asked people. And as you can imagine, in typical fashion, David Raya is now Arsenal's number one. Aaron Ramsdale's days at the football club are numbered, despite Mikel Arteta saying he wants elite competition and two good goalkeepers, and obviously wants different options according to what the game demands. There has been rumours of him going to Bayern Munich, rumours around Aaron Ramsdale. There's internal concerns at Arsenal, etc., etc. For what it's worth, I don't believe that, for what it's worth, that Aaron Ramsdale is or isn't in trouble. I personally think that's a good thing. Respectfully, obviously, he's been linked with Chelsea and Bayern Munich. Arteta wants options. There's different games where Raya's strengths are going to be weaknesses in certain games. And likewise, Ramsdale's weaknesses could be strengths in other games. There is going to be a time when Mikel Arteta is going to make a decision and have to make a decision as to who is the number one and who is the number two. Let me know your thoughts and everything. But I do think it's quite interesting, the aftermath and the conclusions, despite the fact Ramsdale started 4 of the 5 games.
I'm a really young manager. I only been 3.5 years in the job, and I have few regrets for what I've done. One of them, it was that in 2 occasions, I felt after 60 minutes and after 85 minutes in 2 games in this period to change the keeper in that moment. And I didn't do it. I didn't have the courage to do it. But I'm able to take a winger or a striker and put a center defender back and go to a back 5 to hold that result. And we draw those games, and I was so unhappy. And someone is going to do it. And maybe it's, that's strange. Why? Why not? Tell me why not. You have all the qualities in another goalkeeper to do something. Something is happening. You want to change momentum. Do it, And it's a regret that I had. And now my feeling is to get everybody engaged in the team, that they have to play, regardless of the competition, and do it.
That is very telling from Mikel Arteta. We don't know if David Raya is or isn't the number one, but the competition is great for Arsenal Football Club. We've got 2 goalies fighting for a spot. For what it's worth, David Raya, you had a fantastic debut against Everton. Long way may it remain. Now, where you look at other question marks, us Arsenal fans are probably saying, Fabio Vieira's had some encouraging cameos when he's come off the bench. I don't think he pulled up any trees against Everton, but I think he's done more at this moment in time than Kai Havertz. Some would say the bar is on the floor in that regard. When you look at his heat map, Fabio Vieira's played less minutes, but he seems to stay more on the left-hand side in comparison to Havertz, who obviously is stationed on the left-hand side, but is all more about. And you do wonder, does the starting 11, the strongest starting 11, which isn't necessarily the one in the graphic, is Fabio Vieira at this moment in time in terms of the middle of the park, or does it remain Kai Havertz? It'll be interesting to see in this period how Mikel Arteta navigates his squad, who he starts in the Champions League, and also the North London derby, people. Now, again, there is a plenty of games. We do need a squad. While we've been in one competition at the start of the season, we do need a squad. The games are coming thick and fast. We've been dealing with injuries, as you know, with Jesus, Timber, Partey, couple of players that I've probably forgotten through making this video, people. Are probably waiting for opportunities. Just the other day, we was talking about Trossard, really. And you have to forgive them for probably feeling like, forgotten men and stuff like that. But this is what comes with being a big club. Chances are there to be taken. When you get it, take your chance. In light with Martinelli's injury, which is a bitter pill to swallow, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. He was robbed of a goal, like Fabio Vieira was robbed of another assist in the disallowed goal against Everton, and he was also injured. So you do wonder, is Smith Rowe going to get his opportunity on the left-hand side where he kind of made his name at Arsenal Football Club? I don't think immediately Mikel Arteta is going to draw for that. Is Reece Nelson going to come out of the wilderness? He became, based on last season, a bit of a go-to man, a bit of an impactor off the bench, a bit of a secret, somewhat weapon when things aren't necessarily going our way? Or will it be what I believe should be the case, and I'm sure some of you, Leandro Trossard, because I feel he's the next in line. He probably should get more minutes and opportunities within Arsenal Football Club. Could it be a thing where Gabriel Jesus plays out wide if Arteta isn't keen on dropping necessarily Eddie Nketiah at this moment in time. I do prefer Jesus through the middle, but I'm not too sure in that regards, people. So I think there is a couple of question marks us Arsenal fans are probably having in relation to Jesus, Trossard, Fabio Vieira, Havertz, and whatever have you. What I would say is it's a testing September period. We've beaten Everton. We now need to beat PSV, Spurs, Brentford, and Bournemouth before we enter October with Lens away, people. Quickly going back completely off topic, really and truly, in relation to Fabio Vieira, I have him. The thing I like the most about Fabio Vieira, I think he looks more confident. I've been saying in videos, I think confidence is a very underrated aspect of football. If you're confident and you believe in your abilities, obviously beyond a certain point it's irrelevant, but it makes things happen. I think the fact that he's had a pre-season, he's had a year under his belt to to get up to grips with what Mikel Arteta demands of him, and he's obviously had a pre-season. Last year he was injured, so we'll have to see. I do think at this moment in time, Kai Havertz has played 323 minutes in the Premier League for Arsenal. Fabio Vieira has played 124. Fabio Vieira's got 3 assists, 3 appearances, sorry. Kai Havertz has 5. Fabio Vieira has 2 assists, and obviously one was disallowed against Everton. When you look at it, Havertz has had 4 shots off target, people. And likewise, Fabio Vieira's had 3. So you could argue he's a bit more clinical, really and truly. You can't really read too much in statistics, but despite playing significantly more minutes than Fabio Vieira has created 2 big chances. At present, Kai Havertz has none, people. In the 124 minutes Fabio Vieira has currently played in the Premier League, he's had 88 touches. Kai Havertz, despite playing 323 minutes, has played 182 minutes. So is it a thing where Kai Havertz is still trying to find his feet and things like that? And is it a thing where Fabio looks a bit more confident? I'd be wary of drawing conclusions, in my opinion, about who is the starters and things like that. I don't want to look at Manchester City, but Manchester City don't really have starters like that. There's different games that require different players. Of course, if you're playing out of your skin, you'll be one of the first names on the team sheet. And of course, historically, if you're Ruben Diaz, Edison, Kevin De Bruyne, you're going to be in the lineup, really and truly, where you're beginning to see Arteta develop this new look system, beginning to find more interchangeables, bringing in players according to game situations and what a specific game demands. People that if they can't enhance our system and enhance our level playing field, they make sure we don't fall beyond a certain flooring. And, you've seen Gabriel arguably fall victim to that. I know he's one of our best defenders and underappreciated players, in my opinion, but he was out of the team for a minute and now he's back in. Ramsdale's played 4 games. He was obviously dropped for the Everton game, and it remains to be seen what Arteta is thinking around PSV and the North London derby, and just this whole period navigates. And we might even get into a scenario where maybe one day Declan Rice, there's someone that has the same abilities and qualities he has or better. Saka and Odegaard might have to look left over and right over their shoulder. As you know, it's more of a byproduct of Jesus being injured and Eddie Nketiah deputizing well off the back of last season. But Jesus finds himself on the bench. Had Timber have been fit, we don't know if Benjamin White or Zinchenko, obviously Timber was playing on the left-hand side, but we don't know if what we'd be saying the same talking points. So I think we need to be comfortable with, not necessarily having players that are going to play week in, week out or be first names on the team sheet. This is how football is developing. This is how football is going. More specifically, this is what Mikel Arteta is demanding, people. So it's interesting. With that being said, let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Let me know any questions that Arsenal fans, including myself, may be thinking about that has gone over my head in this video. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe. God bless you all. One love, people. 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 One love, people.